Welcome to a very abbreviated presentation and demonstration of the CompuMED product. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2013. The following will be a very brief presentation and demonstration to show how CompuMED has developed a new technology that will allow patients to self-schedule their own mammogram reservations and additionally their own MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and so forth. Presently, when a patient schedules a mammogram or any of the other modalities, he or she has to call a call center. There are 25,000 radiology clinics that are accredited to do mammogram examinations, both screening and diagnostic, and there are about 800 hospitals with the same capability. They all have call centers. Each call center can be as large as 150 to 100 to 200 operators answering the phone and scheduling the appointments, or as in some of the smaller radiology clinics, say 10 operators up to about 20 operators. So we have developed a method where patients can book their own procedures, their own examinations, and we project that 50 to 60% of the procedures that are scheduled or self-scheduled by patients will not be obviously scheduled with a live human or at a call center, thereby allowing a substantial savings for the radiology clinic or for the hospital, as labor is the most important expense item in this type of thing. Hospitals and radiology clinics are extremely eager to minimize that, and with the advent of Obamacare, that becomes even more important. So CompuMED has developed the basic technology, which presently is in service at a radiology clinic in Vero Beach, Vero Radiology Associates, and has been in service for about a year and a half, and it is working very well. In fact, they have let go 4 employees out of 15 thus far, because the patients are making their own or scheduling their own reservations. Now, the patients that schedule these mammogram reservations can only schedule at Vero Radiology a screening mammogram, and this is because we do not have the technology to enable the self-scheduling of the other modalities such as X-rays and MRIs and CAT scans, and this is why we are seeking an investment. There is absolutely no competition in this vertical market whatsoever, and we have the market pretty much to ourselves. So again, please keep in mind, this is a very brief ad hoc presentation and demonstration, and will just be enough to whet your appetite. So let's get into the basic part of this. How do you make a mammogram appointment? The only way now is to call the radiology clinic. They direct you to their call center, which can be typically 15, 20, 25 full-time operators that will take your call, and then they'll manually enter your reservation via the computer keyboard into what is known as a radiology information system. So that is exactly what happens in every single case, and we're offering the opportunity to allow patients to self-schedule. And how will they self-schedule? Number one, they can still speak to a call center operator as they do now, if that is their preference. They can use a touch-tone telephone, which is the CompuMED patent-pending technology. There's nothing else out there like this. Within the period of about a minute and a half, they can schedule a reservation or an appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, on any touch-tone telephone. They can can also use a smartphone or an iPad interface, and also a computer laptop. I'm not going to go through the entire list of patient benefits, but just I'll hit on a few. Obviously, the advantage to the patient is that they can make appointments anywhere, anytime, in the privacy and convenience of their own home, or it doesn't matter where they are. They can be on the golf course. They can reschedule and cancel appointments at any time. They can, as I've just mentioned, they can use their computer, they can call in, they can use a smartphone or a touch-tone telephone. And one of the advantages for a patient, obviously, is if they can self-schedule, they don't have to be put on hold and go through a whole rigmarole. They can pretty much handle it themselves, and that saves a lot of time, and they appreciate that. So they will also get reminder alerts reminding them that the appointment is imminent, and also confirmations that they've made an appointment, and also emails that will remind them to actually schedule a recurring mammogram, so they can do that. Imaging department benefits, obviously the biggie is it reduces call center employees. If you look at the cost of one employee, that is probably in the United States between $30,000 and $40,000 a year. If you have a call center with, say, 30 operators, if you could reduce 15 of them, just do the math, 15 times, say, an average of $35,000, that basically hits the bottom line, and the cost justifies, and the cost of CompuMED would more than justify and be offset by the personnel savings. Let's go into let's see here. Well, marketing. That's you can use the CompuMED system for marketing. You can track each modality, so you'll know how many were screening mammograms, diagnostic mammograms, MRIs, etc. And the one thing to keep in mind is that there is absolutely no competition. There's absolutely no other company providing self-scheduling of radiological services. They are all done through a call center. So as nature abhors a vacuum, somebody will eventually do this. We have the patent pending technology. We have one account in operation now. Also, we have the Director of Radiological Services at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, who is on our board of directors and has agreed to allow us to develop the full product to serve Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, which is one of the most prestigious hospitals in the United States. So let's go into the actual CompuMED in service. And a patient for Vero Radiology would log on to their Vero Radiology Associates website. They would click schedule your screening mammogram. They would log on. They would enter their last name, and I'll put mine. And then they would put in their password, and they would make a reservation or an appointment. All they would have to do is, let's say they wanted to make an appointment on July 31st, and let's say around 1 p.m., they'd click search, and they'd have a choice of either 1 p.m. or 1:10, so let's take 1 p.m. We'd get that, and then they would enter in the date of the last exam, the ordering doctor, the location, and so on and so forth. They'd confirm the appointment, and they would also then get a confirmation email. Now I'm going to log out, go back into the CompuMED system, and go into the administrative area. so we would go to July 31st, and we would scroll down to 1 o'clock, and you'll see there I've scheduled mine there, and I'll cancel it because it is a live system. So now I'm going to quickly go to the touch-tone phone and very quickly demonstrate that. And
Welcome to the Vero Radiology Associates Automated Appointment Reservation System. Please enter your PIN number followed by the pound key. Main menu. To make an appointment, press 1. To review your appointment, press 2. Make an appointment. Please enter the 1 or 2-digit month for the date you wish followed by the pound. Please enter the 1 or 2-digit day of the month for the date you wish to make an appointment. Enter the requested appointment time followed by the pound key.
I did 1 o'clock, the 31st.
Available appointments are 1 p.m. and 1:10 p.m. Press 1 to select the first appointment time. Press 2 to select the second appointment time, or press 3 to hear the appointment times. In order to provide the service you've become accustomed to, after the beep, please speak the date and location of your last appointment.
My last appointment was on Thursday, July 27th, 2010, and that's when it was.
Your appointment is confirmed for Wednesday, July 31st, 2013 at 1 p.m.
All right, now to refresh the screen, I'll just click on the 31st again and scroll down to 1 o'clock, and there I am. I've scheduled my appointment, and you can see that here I've made it via the phone. I'm not going to get into all of this, so let's get rid of it. Now, if someone were to call the call center and ask to schedule for that date, I'm going to do that. What I would do is I'd go to patients as an operator, and let's say now that I want to schedule one for Rodenberg, R-O-D-E-N. I click search, and there I am. I want to schedule a new appointment. Let's say I want to do it on the 31st again at 1 o'clock. So I would go down to 1 o'clock. I'd schedule it there, and then I'd add, as an operator, I would schedule that, confirm the appointment, and it would be scheduled. Now, let's assume for a minute that I wanted to change that. What I would do is I would schedule down to Rodenberg. Let's say I wanted to schedule it for the next day, which would be, I don't know, whatever it would be. So let's say I want to move this appointment. Let's say I want to move it back one day. Let's say I want to move it to the to July 30th. I'd go down to the 30th, and then let's say I wanted to move it to, say, 1:30, or let's do it 1 o'clock on the 30th. So we would schedule it there, click move, and it's done. So we would go right away to July 30th and go down to 1 o'clock, and there it is. So let me get rid of it. So you've now seen the touch-tone phone scheduling capability, the internet capability, which is pretty much the same as the smartphone interface, and also the operator interface. It's very quick, it's very easy, and the advantage is that there is no requirement for computers at the actual site at the radiology clinic. This is all browser accessible and for the patient, and there can be as many simultaneous sessions as you need. Thank you very much for watching the CompuMED system and presentation.